What is up, everybody? Yeah, my voice sounds different. There's a little bit of a different style of video. I actually have some cameras and whatnot set up. I'm not just using my phone because we're going to go through teaching you how to become a PodGO advanced user. Now listen, before you think this video is going to intimidate you and confuse you, I'm going to make this very easy. We're just going to go through a bunch of basic stuff to teach you how to learn the basics of the PodGO edit software. I'm a 40-year-old guy, 44, really. So I'm older, okay? It's not intimidating. It's not hard to do. And it's something that you should learn as a user of the PodGO. This is going to help you in a bunch of different ways. It's going to help you in that you'll learn how to use impulse responses. You'll learn how to use custom patches. You'll learn how to make custom patches and export them and share them with other people. The biggest thing I see online is guys always asking for patches. Well, by learning this, you will learn how to create patches in the ways that all us fancy dudes do. Me, Jason, Alex, all of us, Chop Tones, everybody. Most of us use PodGO Edit because working on the pod itself can be limiting in certain ways, and you don't get a real good visual representation only having 4 or 5 parameters on the screen at a time. So by using PodGO Edit, we can see everything on the screen at one time. So this is the patch that I gave you guys for free. This is the rhythm patch that everybody was asking for because everybody really liked the way it sounded. It's got different names depending on what I'm playing that week. This week it happens to be called Leona Rhythm because it's from my main band, Leona X. So as you can see, everything here is represented by sliders on the screen instead of turning dials. Okay, but all the numbers are the same. So if you look at the drive level goes all the way to a max of 10. It goes to all the way down to 0. So it's just like using the knob. It's no different. You're just using a slider instead. Okay? So on this particular patch, I have my drive set at 4. Bass is set at 7. Mid is set at 5. Trebles at 7. You can see all of that down here on the right side of the screen. So this is the amp block right here. This amp block can be turned on and off by pressing the power button right above it. And if you wanted to select a different amp model, you would go down where the name is and click this button here. That will bring up a visual representation of all of the amps that are in the PodGO. You can see that's a Supro amp. You can see that's a Tweed. Fullerton Tweeds, all the Fender style amps. You can see what they look like. Here are your Marshalls, Parks. Those are your Mesas. There's a PV Panama. It looks like a 5150, an SLO 100. The Rev amps. Then line 6 is custom stuff, and then all the bass stuff. So this gives you more of a visual representation of what you're going to be using. So if I wanted to swap that amp out from the PV to, say, the Rev Purple, all I have to do is click, double-click it, and there you go. Now it brings up the amp as the Rev Gen Purple, and you can go in and you can grab all your different settings. Okay? It will reset your settings, so keep that in mind. Okay? So if we go back to the PV, see how all my settings are gone, which is fine. Whoop, because I can just go like this. So what I did is, now that I knocked my other camera out of whack, let's see if we can fix that so you guys can see it. All right, there we go. Now, everything you do in PodGO Edit will be affected, will change on the pod itself. Okay? So, if I came in here again and I changed my drive, if you look at what's going on the PodGo on the bottom right side of the screen, you'll see those numbers changing as well. And I'm having trouble, for some reason, getting that in focus. Best it's going to get. But it's just there to give you an idea of what's going on. So if I change any of the sliders here, they're going to change on the pod as well. Okay? So once you're done making whatever changes you've made, either to your amp in the block, or you can go to your other blocks. This is an overdrive block over here. Again, you can set the kind of overdrive and pedal that you want by clicking this button. You'll get visual representations. You can do the same thing for any of the pedals. Modulations. These are what all the modulations in the unit look like. Your EQs. Expression pedal. Your delays, reverbs, pitch, filter, and looper. It's all there. All right, this is what your cabinets look like. And this is what a blank block looks like. Then you can choose what you want to add, whether it's dynamics or delay, blah, blah, blah. You double click it, the pedal that you want, and it'll pull up the parameters for the system. At that point, if you want to save, you can save on the PodGo, or you can click this little folder right here. Okay? And then you would click OK to save. And then it would save your preset. That's really all there is to it. It's not very difficult. Again, raw and real, baby. Coughs and everything. I'm not going in and editing nothing. So that gives you a basic rundown on how you can use the PodGo edit software. That's the word I'm thinking of. I'm 2 steps ahead of myself in my head. Sorry. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to teach you guys how to save presets inside the 2 different user banks inside the PodGo software. So if you look here, you have a factory bank, and this is all your typical, all of your so what I'm looking for, all your factory presets. So you don't have to save over these because line 6 conveniently gives you, didn't want to do that, a user bank where it's all blank presets and you can save stuff inside here. That's all yours. Mine aren't blank, obviously, because I have presets saved. But so this would all just say new preset in here for you, and new preset, when you pull it up, just comes up like this. It's the US double and all the basic, the first things in the PodGo. So what you can do is you can go and you can right click. Say you like this preset, the Watt Angel, okay? You can copy it. You can right click it, click copy, go to your user bank, and then you can hit paste over here by right clicking. Tell it yes. And then it will put the plugin here, and you can tweak the plugin any way you want and save it and rename it. To rename it, you double click. What is going on? Why am I freezing up? Okay, you can right click and you can rename, or you can double click up here around the top. Call it what you want. Some crappy preset. And that's how you would go about renaming one of your presets. Sorry, I got a buddy over here with me, and he's whispering shit in my ear as I do this. So that's all the basic functionality in PodGo Edit. Let's talk about some of the more advanced stuff, like exporting presets. Okay? Putting presets into your PodGo, taking them out of your PodGo. So this is what you can do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab this some crappy preset. We're going to right-click it. We're going to click Export. Then we're going to pick a spot on our computer, wherever you want to save it to. Okay, I have a folder called PodGo Presets, and it's got all different stuff in it. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go to free, and I'm going to call this some crappy because that's what the plugin is. And then we're going to click Save, and boom, you've just taken it out of your computer. So now what you can do is you can go in, and I know that folder is on my desktop. Let's try that again. I know that pro is on my desktop, so I can go in and I can go to Line 6 presets. I can go to PodGO presets. I can go to free. And now that plugin is right here. So now, how about importing a preset? So you download a preset off the internet, and now you want to put it in your PodGO. Okay? So all you have to do is you have to go to the folder, wherever it is on your computer, grab the some crappy preset, and then you drag it over whatever number slot you want to save it in the PodGO. So you can see you can drag it over any one of them. So you drag it, you put it in. It's going to ask you if I want to overwrite it. You click yes. It imports the preset. And boom, you're done. That's it. That's all there is to it. It works the same way with impulse responses. Okay, so impulse responses, as most of you know, are speaker cabinet emulations. Some of you don't. Okay, so if you want to know how to put a bunch of impulse responses inside your PodGO, you can do it the same way. We can go over here. I can go to my, on this one, I have to go to my D drive. I have to go to my file storage folder, software, studio, 2 notes, impulse responses. We'll grab one of my impulse responses. I'm going to go to my Constantine IR pack. Now let's put a base one in there, just for shits and giggles. Okay. Then you would grab the file that you want to use. So this is an orange 115. You can take this and you can drag it into your impulse responses. It'll copy the data over to your PodGO. And now inside your PodGO in your impulse responses folder, if you go to cabinets, impulse responses, you can scroll through and find Mandarin 115. There you go. That's how you use that impulse response. So I know this is not, again, super professional video, because that's not how I do things. They're just thrown together real quick on the spot, off the cuff, off the stuff I see on the group. So hopefully this helped you guys understand PodGO a little more. I'll do another video eventually showing you advanced features like how you can assign blocks to bypasses and foot switches. Well, you know what? Let's do that real quick. So say you have a pedal in your preset that you want to turn on and off. Okay, so you can go here. Okay, and in order to do that, you can go here, this button right here, click that, and then right now it's connected to foot switch 4. So if you were in stomp mode and pressed switch 4, it would turn that block on and off. So you just got to click right here. It brings up your expression pedal and all that stuff that's on your PodGO. And you can assign it to any foot switch you want. And that's how you would set up a bypass in order to turn that block on and off. It's really simple to use. I mean, you could do it. There's more advanced stuff you can do as far as, like tweaking presets. You can change your delay times and do all of that stuff. But that's like super advanced user. And I don't want to overwhelm you guys too much in the first one. So there's your first video on how to use PodGO Edit. I hope you guys don't find my stuff too crazy and too difficult to follow. I think I kind of handled this in more of a layman's way. So guys like me who are 40, 50 years old, who hate technology really, old tube-amp purists, are used to putting a DD3 in an effects loop, can understand how the software works. One last thing. You can also move pedals around. I forgot to mention this. So you can just drag a pedal and move it to anywhere in the chain you want. Pretty simple. Okay? So if you guys have any questions, again, leave a comment down below or hit me up in the Facebook group. You can message me on Facebook too. You can message my Jason Constantine page and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So that's it for today. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.